I would like to take this opportunity to report to you on the activities of ADRA Caribbean Union during the period under review. The purpose of ADRA, or its purpose statement, reads, "To serve humanity so all may live as God intended." And our motto, "Justice, Compassion, Love." Strategic Planning and Grant Proposal Writing Workshop. One of the first major activities of ADRA CARU during the quinquennium was the development of a strategic plan to facilitate the effective implementation of programs and actions by ADRA CARU as defined within the impact areas identified by ADRA International. During the consultation forum, participants received training in proposal and grant writing. Guidance was also provided to local country directors on how to start preparing their ADRA country-specific strategic action plans. These activities served as a springboard from which strategic plans were conceptualized and or developed by other local offices. During the period of February 5 to 9, 2017, ADRA CARU spearheaded a joint ADRA CARU ADRA IAD training workshop for local ADRA directors from CARU. The workshop was held in Miami under the theme "Transform to Serve, Operation Impact." This workshop was organized out of a felt need for local ADRA directors and coordinators to receive an official orientation to the functioning and operations of ADRA. Representatives from all 10 fields of CARU were in attendance. Participation in ADRA annual councils. The ADRA CARU director, accompanied by local ADRA directors, participated in 3 ADRA annual councils held in Portugal in 2017, Mexico in 2018, and Jordan in 2019, respectively. In early 2017, the ADRA CARU director, accompanied by the ADRA Trinidad director, Pastor Emmanuel Peters, attended an advanced emergency response team training in the Dominican Republic. The training, which was jointly sponsored by the Inter-American Division and the South American Division, provided participants with exposure to hands-on advanced emergency skills. The training came in handy in the response efforts of ADRA CARU to the 2 Category 5 hurricanes which caused severe damage in our territory later that same year. Emergency response. Hurricanes. During the quinquennium, some of our fields were impacted adversely by 2 Category 5 hurricanes, Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria, both occurring in 2017. The islands in the North Caribbean Conference, East Caribbean Conference, Dominica, and South Leeward Conference, Barbuda, were ravaged by these hurricanes. Initial response projects were initiated in Tortola, Anguilla, St. Martin, Barbuda, and Dominica simultaneously, while network responses were implemented in Tortola and St. Martin. These response efforts were coordinated by the ADRA CARU director, who visited the fields in the aftermath of the hurricanes. The other fields of CARU rallied their efforts to respond to these hurricanes by providing emergency relief supplies as well as cash to alleviate the suffering of our brothers and sisters as well as the wider population in those affected countries. More than $500,000 US were spent on relief efforts mounted in the aftermath of these 2 hurricanes. Flooding in Trinidad. The 2018 Trinidad and Tobago floods were a series of overbank or riverine floods and flash floods brought about by consistent heavy rainfall. ADRA Caribbean collaborated with ADRA Trinidad and Habitat for Humanity to coordinate relief efforts in the affected communities.
The organizations responded and provided relief to the several communities in Central, Mid-South, and Southeast Trinidad. In 2018, ADRA and ACS joined forces to respond and relief to the flood-distressed families in more than 12 communities in Central, Southeast, and Northeast Trinidad.
The Carew staff visited homes in the affected communities and assisted with cleanup activities.
Yo, ADRA, let me roll. I've moved from here.
Hurry up if you're coming.
This is what's happening right now.
Hurry up if you're coming.
As you can see on the ground, it's ashes, you know.
ADRA Carew was able to galvanize support from ADRA International, ADRA IAD, and the Caribbean Union, and the local fields respond to this event.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, ADRA together with community services just loading a container with water that would lead tomorrow to God for St. Vincent. Again, we give God praise for the contribution from all the churches.
The SVG mission provided 1,300 hot meals daily over a 6-month period to displaced persons housed in 9 shelters at different locations on the island. Such help was greatly appreciated by the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who applauded the SDA Church in the SVG for such a great humanitarian gesture.
The Seventh-day Adventists in this regard, 1,200 meals from April the 18th to Friday the 14th, every day. And I want to thank them. The Seventh-day Adventists in this regard, they're not only good Samaritans, they're great Samaritans.
Hurricane Maria housing rebuilding project in Dominica. During the recovery phase of the Hurricane Maria, ADRA Dominica responded by implementing the ADRA Hurricane Maria Housing Rebuild Project, which was divided into 3 phases. This rebuild project assisted over 39 families by re-roofing or repairing homes, rebuilding houses which were destroyed by the hurricane, among other things. During the weekend of May 9 to 11, 2019, ADRA Caribbean Union and Carew Adventist Community Services Department teamed up to stage a disaster and preparedness summit in Grenada under the theme Effective Disaster Preparedness, Response and Recovery. This event involved participants from ADRA and community services, including union and local field administrators and conference and mission directors, community services representatives for the local church level, and from some fields. Facilitators for the program were drawn from ADRA International and Carew. Inner City Youth Risk Reduction Project, Georgetown, Guyana. The Inner City Youth Risk Reduction Project represents one of several modalities aimed at improving the living conditions of at-risk youth by strengthening their spiritual, human, social, and financial assets. The main target group was residents from the immediate environs of the Ephesus SDA Church in the Working Russ community in Georgetown, Guyana, with particular attention to individuals in 20 to 35 years age range. An integrated curriculum of life skills, capacity building, vocational skills, remedial English and math, entrepreneurship, and conscious reasoning provided participants with a launching pad to take advantage of a second chance in life. 29 persons completed the training and received certificates of completion from ADRA Carew, as well as the Board of Industrial Training in Guyana. 5 persons who graduated from the program surrendered their life to Jesus and were baptized into the SDA Church. Funding for the project was secured from Grace Charity Foundation through ADRA Carew and a few local donors. In an effort to provide for a more structured approach to the work of ADRA Carew and the enhancement of the visibility of ADRA in the local church and the wider community, where the church operates, a representation was made by ADRA Koru to the Caribbean Union Executive Committee for the appointment of an ADRA coordinator in each local church in the 10 fields. This request was approved and voted into action at the Caribbean Union 2018 year-end Executive Committee meetings. The action took immediate effect. The positive impact of this initiative has already begun to be felt in some of our fields. The Trinidad and Tobago Behavioral Health Trauma Team continued to provide much needed psychosocial support and training during the quinquennium. Response efforts were ably mounted for St. Martin and Nevis and Dominica in the aftermath of Hurricane Irma and Maria. Several visits were made by the team to these islands at the request of the respective governments. The TT-BHTT collaborated with the Lomé University International Behavioral Health Trauma Team to conduct those interventions. ADRA Koru recently received its Articles of Incorporation from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as a certificate from Ministry of Legal Affairs as a non-governmental organization. One of the major accomplishments of ADRA Koru during the quinquennium was the achievement of AAL licensing and accreditation status from ADRA International. ADRA Koru was presented with a plaque recognizing the office's new status as a fully licensed and accredited member of the ADRA International Network. This is a major step in taking the operations of ADRA Koru to a higher professional level. To God be the glory. Now, I would like to express thanks at this time to ADRA International President Elder Jonathan Duffy, Oliver Goof, Vice President, Elder Polochi, ADRA Regional Director, the ADRA Koru Board for its work, Sister Avril Henry John, my administrative assistant, for her outstanding contribution in helping to keep the wheels of ADRA rolling forward, Sister Ann Walker for her sterling services to this department before retiring in 2018, the administrators of the local fields for rallying to the cause of ADRA willingly in magnanimous ways when called upon to do so, the great team of local directors for championing the work of ADRA throughout Koru. We can feel the energetic pulse of ADRA beating across the territories. Heartfelt thanks to my adorable wife, Sister Andrea Isaacs, and my 3 children for their constant support, prayers, and understanding. Their support has meant a lot to me over the years. I thank God for them. Above all, thanks be to God who has blessed the work of ADRA Koru richly during this quinquennium. In conclusion, ADRA Koru is on the march. We are confident that God will continue to prosper the work of ADRA in the ensuing years. I thank you.